Hello there, Angry Welshman back again. Now, this is probably going to be one of my last videos I'm going to do for a while, or the videos I'm going to make are going to be very few and far between. I managed to jury-rig my my microphone to actually get it to work a little bit here. My headset is starting to break down quite considerably. But I'm going to just join back on this quite arrogant and very full of himself flat earther, Mr. D. Marble. They're all very full of himself, but this one takes the biscuit because, like I said, he doesn't address anything, and he's literally just regurgitating what other flat earthers have said. And he seems to be getting quite popular. I mean, look at this guy. I actually do truth videos, and I got 110 subscribers, which I actually do kind of critical thinking sort of things. The thing is, people aren't interested in the actual truth. Look at him, 20,000 subscribers, 1,000 likes. Unbelievable that fucking people stoop to basically liking rubbish like this, and it kind of winds me up. Because this is where people, you know, in the early part of this video, and I'm not going to go to, he talks about when the Sun and the Daily Mail, you know, kind of take the piss out of him. And he says, oh, they're not doing a very good job of keeping Flat Earth under wraps. Well, no, that's not the point. The government's not trying to hide Flat Earth from anybody. If they would do that, because the government, let's say, has got quite a lot of power. If they wanted to do that, they'd shut down every Flat Earth video from here in the UK to fucking America. They'll do it like that. It's not the case. Just simply the fact of the matter is, the government and NASA just simply don't care what you think in terms of the shape of the Earth. And you say, oh, the globe hasn't been proven, but it has. Simple fact of the matter is, it has. Just because you can't comprehend the science behind everything and the mathematics and the observations does not mean it's fake. Now, I have watched this video, but I'm going to just come off with this simple thing right off the bat, right? And it's the simple thing that is the reason why Neil deGrasse Tyson doesn't argue to flat earthers anymore, because simple fact of the matter is, you can't win. You really can't. Because they just will not listen. And they never will. It doesn't matter what proof you show them, it just won't be good enough. Like later on in this video, he talks about putting a 24-hour feed live camera on the moon to pointing at the Earth. Yeah, but you're just going to dismiss that as CGI even if they did. Like the people who ask for, oh, why aren't there more windows in the ISS so we can look out? Well, even if they did, you're just going to say it's CGI. The whole flat earth premise is same with Jeranism, right? And Jeranism one of the worst people for it, right? All of them essentially go, well, this doesn't make sense to me, so therefore it's fake. They can't wrap their heads around what gravity is. They don't understand the maths and the science behind it, so therefore they're going to dismiss it. Just on that basis alone. They say we want proof of curved water. Soundly does a great job of doing that. They dismiss it. Or basically try and say it's CGI. Mr. Anthony Riley. Rich. It's brilliant, isn't it? And it's when so much rubbish kind of circulates around these flat earth communities, no matter how many times debunked. Like, I debunked Mr. D. Marble last time with the globe, but he took exception to the fact that I use computer graphics to do it. Like that matters, D. For fuck's sake. I mean, the observation that I achieved still stands. Just because you're too arrogant to basically take my debunking to heart, so to speak, doesn't mean anything to me. I debunked you. End of story. You can come up with whatever you like. Now, this video, I'm going to go through a list of certain things. Alright, just go through a quick list of certain aspects. I will be skipping through this video bit by bit, just to, you know, thing. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I'm just going to go through certain things that he says. Okay?
Anyway, people are coming around. There's a new influx of trolls and, I don't know, just skeptics who are taking a new look at this thing. So let me do a quick recap for you. The one thing that people say is look out of the window. Well, actually, I already did a video on that. And I'll link that in the description.
I can actually see a curve now. There's definitely a small bulge there, but you're going to ignore that, aren't you?
In this flight, I flew from Little Rock to Houston, Texas. It was a 45-minute flight. I recorded
So
the whole.
this is basically going from his spirit level, says down in the title. But the thing is that it's all to that belief that we need to tilt. Well, no, you're forgetting the concepts of gravity here, right? A plane will have potential and kinetic energy. You know, the kinetic energy, I believe, like kind of lifts it, and the potential energy kind of drops it down. So you know what I mean? Or it could be the other way around. I'm not too thing on this. Go and watch Cool Hard Logic's World of Batshit #7, I believe it is, Gravity. Okay, go watch that. It's he goes through all the physics behind the system. All right. Now the plane lifts and gravity brings it down. It lifts, brings it down. Lifts, brings it down. And as it goes forward. Now that essentially, because like it's suffering from the force. It's like a ball. It's like you holding a ball in the string. You spin it and it makes a quick circle. Now that string is a representation of the gravity. The gravity is pulling the earth, pulling the plane down. You're trying to lift, you're going forward, around you go. Just look at this. Planes do not need to tilt their noses. If this was the case, people would have debunked the globe Earth hundreds of years ago, or before even that. If that was a simple case, well, oh, hang on a minute, I'm not dipping the nose. Therefore, no, it's just not that. It's just not how it works.
Thing from takeoff.
Okay. Again, like here, he's most likely using the 8 inches per square mile sort of curvature system, even though most likely forgetting he's about 30,000 feet high.
Had to compensate for 48 feet per minute. That would have been a constant downward slope, and then flies level. But what happens is, because the plane is now independent of the Earth's surface, the surface of the Earth would still supposedly be curving beneath the airplane. So as the plane's flying level, that means the Earth's surface is still curving beneath it.
Like this, you need to take into consideration the concept of scale here. I know he's probably not that stupid, but you need to take in the consideration of scale here. Right, I will bring out a video at some point. I have got something in the works, but I'm just trying to sort out my university standpoint now before what I'm doing there, before I start making many long-winded videos.
So at some point, it would still have to dip the nose downward.
No, it won't have to dip the nose. It really doesn't.
To get back to the tarmac at the final destination. Does that make sense? I certainly hope so. Also, let me see. Let's look at everybody's favorite, gravity.
Now, let's see what the Sun had to say concerning gravity. In their rebuttal, why this experiment does not prove that the Earth is flat.
Right, let me just skip here. Right, oh, see, same old spinning ball, flows water across. Yeah, but that ball is not exerting gravity. Right, okay.
Creates its own gravitational pull. It pulls things towards it and causes things to then start to orbit around those things. Odd question about gravity, though. One question I heard from this guy, Jake. Mr. Gibson, good question. How about if the Sun has this gravitational pull so strong to keep all these planets, in addition to Earth, within this constant orbit, and the Earth apparently has a gravitational pull that's weaker than the Sun? Why is it that when the Moon orbits around the Earth, whenever the Moon is between the Earth and the Sun, why doesn't the Sun steal the Moon away? I mean, the Sun has a gravitational pull to, it's strong enough to pull all these other planets that are out further away from Earth.
Yeah, but what you forget is, okay, is those planets are in orbit. What you're forgetting is that the Moon is in orbit. The Moon is orbiting the Sun, but it's orbiting the Sun with the Earth. So it's orbiting the Sun as it's orbiting the Earth. The Sun will not steal it from you. That's not how orbital mechanics work. It's that the arrogance here that they seem to think they know what gravity is, what it does, when they haven't even looked up on it at all. Newton did not come up with the laws of gravity overnight. It took a lifetime of work, right, to perfect it. Hell, I don't think we still fully understand, what gravity is exactly. We know what it does, we can see it. Much like magnetism. You can't see magnetism, but you can see its effects. Okay, so we can't see gravity, but we can certainly see what it does. D-Marble, like, for example, right? You can do a vacuum chamber experiment at home. Right? You can get a small little vacuum chamber. It doesn't have to be a big one. It doesn't have to be what the video entails. And you can drop two objects of various densities. Okay? You can drop a very heavy ball bearing and a small feather. Something that's the things that are completely different in size and also vastly different in density. Okay? You take all the air out of that vacuum. Okay? Everything, so it now becomes a vacuum. You drop those items. Not only will those items hit the floor at the same time, but they also accelerate at the same speed. So that eliminates the density argument. That it's just all about density. You seem to think on why things, do what they do. That's basically, that vacuum chamber is showing the only thing that's affecting everything then is gravity alone. That's it. It's not being affected by the friction of the air. This is just simple school grade physics.
But the Earth has a strong enough gravitational pull where the moon doesn't have. That's what we're told.
Now, see, this is a perfect example of what I'm talking about here. Pictured, CGI Earth spin. Are you going to prove to me this is CGI? Are you really going to try and prove this to me this is CGI? What makes you say this is CGI, D-Marble? Please tell me. Because it's not showing flat? No, I'm sorry, but that's not good enough. What do you want? You just asked, well, you're about to ask, I should say, about putting a camera in the moon, and I'll address that as I get to it. But I said, so you're just going to say this is CGI based on your beliefs and based on your prejudices alone, with no proof at all. That it's just, as you pointed out in my video, that I use graphics. Well, the logo on your t-shirt's a fucking graphic. Now remember, that little logo on your t-shirt is not the flat Earth map. That is based on an azimuthal equidistant projection, right? The Gleason's map, for example, even says it's a bloody projection on the map itself. It even comes with a longitude and time calculator to figure this shit out. The reason why it's a simple projection, the reason why it looks what it does, is to keep things correct, mathematically correct. Which is why the southern hemisphere on the Gleason's map, pretty much the one you're having on your t-shirt, that's why the southern hemisphere is so distorted to keep everything correct. Because you can't open a globe into a perfect circle, which is why the map looks the way it does. Now the azimuthal equidistant map, I know I've gone on to a tangent here, it's not particularly what's going on the screen here, but you can mathematically calculate other types of azimuthal equidistant maps. The azimuthal maps don't always have to be centered on the North Pole. Now there is a website, I'll see if I can put it into a link, that you can mathematically create your own azimuthal equidistant map by basically suggesting what's the distance from center to edge and actually where you wanted to center it on. So for example, if I centered it on Cardiff and I wanted it to be 3,000-4,000 miles in circumference, it'll do something like that. But I can't comprehend how distorted the outer bits will be, because it's just going to be ridiculous. I'll see if I can try and post that or provide a picture to an azimuthal equidistant, but I'll have the link down in the description below so you can probably have a look at it yourself. So like I said, I'm going to go off into a rant, as my angry, Welshman self per se. It's just nothing about the flat Earth. It's not the fact that it doesn't make sense, it's that nothing matches up. No observations on this planet match up to the Earth being flat. From sunrise to sunset, to moonrise to moonset, to what the stars are doing, to how boats go over the horizon, this all points to a globe. Flat Earthers can convince themselves that they have the answers as much as they want. It simply does not match up. Like all of the experiments that show it's apparently perspective that makes the sun look setting, right? all of those experiments pretty much show them a coin brushing the surface of a table. Oh, that's great. That's essentially showing a coin. That's essentially saying that the sun is brushing the surface of the water. Not even by flat Earth mathematics here. 3,000 miles high, like all of you claim that it is. Something that's 3,000 miles high would not have that sort of kind of observation if it was doing what it was doing. Same with the moon. People always say, oh, isn't this supposed to be the dark side of the moon? Let me just get a better picture of that. Hang on. Right? Yeah, but what you don't understand is, depending on the time of the Earth is in daylight here, so we're looking at a new moon from the concept of the Earth. So this is why this side of the moon is lit up. Okay, that's just an irrelevant concept prospect there, but never mind.
5 miles per hour. That's what we're told. Here in the Pacific Northwest, at this latitude, from the equator, the speed would be somewhere around 850 miles per hour. The average cruising speed of a commercial airliner, like the one I was on,
I can see where he's going with this.
Airbus A321, okay, the cruising speed, or the max speed of that airplane, is 545 miles per hour. So, let's go over this again. The Earth is supposedly spinning eastward. Sun rises in the east, sets in the west. That's what causes that effect, right? So, Earth is spinning this way. So, an airplane flying from the west coast to the east coast only flies at 545 miles per hour. But the ground beneath that airplane, because the airplane is still independent of the surface of the Earth, the surface of the planet is supposedly moving beneath that airplane eastward 850 miles per hour.
Oh, good grief. The atmosphere is fixed to the Earth. Our atmosphere spins with the Earth. I'm going to wait for your claim to try and say that's nonsense as much as you want, but I'm going to wait for it. But the atmosphere, this has been said many times. Time and time again. I can't believe you're still bringing this up, actually. It's almost embarrassing. The atmosphere spins with the Earth. It's unreal.
So we shouldn't really be able to fly from the west coast to the east coast, because the ground's always out bunkers out there. Don't do it. How about strap some cameras to a rocket and send that thing straight up? Not like NASA does it, you debunkers out there. Don't do it like NASA. Strap some cameras to a rocket and send it straight up. Okay? Don't do it like NASA and send a rocket up and then it goes off horizontal. No, that's not going to work. Send it.
Yeah, you do understand why they do that. Do you understand why they go horizontal like that? Why they seem to tilt, go into a long arched curve? It's because those rockets are attempting to get into orbit. Those rockets, those weather balloon rockets, weather balloon rockets, what the hell am I talking about? Those other rockets that you amateurs have done, those are not trying to get into orbit. Right? Those are just being shot up and down they come. The shuttles and many other, like the Soyuz and everything, those are trying to get into orbit. Now, it stands to reason. They can't just go straight up, because that means if they go straight up, they have to stop, turn 90 degrees, and then accelerate all over again, wasting all their fuel. Basically, the reason why they tilt like that is as they're travelling all that speed, they are joining the path of gravity, and they are joining the orbit, so they can use their momentum to get into orbit. It saves fuel, it makes sense. They're not, as many flat earthers claim, going straight into the ocean. I'm sure people would be able to see that. Because remember, from the ground to space does not take very long when you're travelling as fast as one of those rockets. I mean, all you need to do is go about twice as high as a plane, so about 70,000 feet. Right? And then the sky above you would then start to turn black. And those planes do not take long. I mean, like a plane takes, what, few minutes you know, several minutes to get from ground to cruising speed. Even then, at some certain points, depending on time of day, you'll see the black and the blue. You can see that from your air balloons. Air balloons and those amateur rockets, that the sky above you starts to turn black. Now, could you imagine if you're accelerating at the speed in which those rockets are, at the speed at which those rockets are doing? You're going to reach that space at one point. So it might look like it's low altitude, but it really isn't. And because of the size of the rocket, it's going to be a bit more obvious as well. You need to come up with better sort of proof than this.
Straight up with the cameras. And what I want to see the ground shrink beneath that rocket. And I want the Earth to shrink to a point to where it's a globe. It gets up so high that the Earth turns into a globe. Do that and we'll shut up.
They've already done that through live feeds from the ISS, but of course you think those are CGI, don't you? There are plenty of launch videos from the old shuttles, from not the Apollo missions, I think, but from some of the older kind of shuttle missions, where they've got cameras pointing up, cameras pointing down, side to side, and it shows the entire thing until all the tanks separate. They show curvature in that video. It shows the Earth, the rocket, space. Boom, done. But you're not going to listen to those, are you? Because it's not because you're not getting the results you want. That's the other problem with flat earthers, that they do research to try and get the results they want, or the results that they need, not the results that actually exist. Because remember, that's not how science works. Scientific research, basically, you build an hypothesis, you then do the research and the aims to actually break it. And then, it's like Einstein today, right? Everybody seems to think, oh, Einstein's evil, he created the theory of relativity. If Einstein was still alive today, and somebody proved relativity wrong, he would be ecstatic, because then he can basically come up with another version. He can then improve and change on that relativity theory, and come up with a new one and try and break it again. But the simple fact of the matter is, the theory of relativity has passed every single test of itself so far. The one thing, quantum physics, that was apparently supposed to actually prove relativity wrong, is now actually working with relativity. Relativity has yet to be proven wrong. It has passed every single test of itself so far. It is correctly predicted so many things, and not even quantum physics and modern day science can prove the thing wrong. So you can keep on chiming as much as you want.
We're waiting. It's your move.
Your move. It's been done.
Another way that you want to go ahead and prove the globe? Oh, I got an idea. How about a 24-hour live stream?
Been done. The only reason why the ISS turns it off for a bit of time is because, hell, it's dark. You're not going to fucking see anything. Oh yeah, we should be able to see city lights. Bollocks. It's all the things they're asking for have already been done. Hell, I believe on Sky, many years ago, they did a satellite. They did a geosynchronous satellite, or it might have been an orbit satellite, that actually did have a live stream. But remember, the Earth spins... Earth appears to spin far slower than Flat Earthers claim that it does. So people weren't exactly interested in it. It became slightly boring, and eventually the channel was shut down because people just weren't tuning in. These things have existed before, plenty of times. And like I said before, why are you asking for something that you're just going to dismiss later on down the line as being CGI?
24-hour live feed of the Earth spinning from the moon. Why do I say from the moon? Well, good question. I say let's get a camera on the moon and film the Earth if the moon is a solid object.
Which it is. Why did you even bring that up? You can tell that just by, oh, I don't know, looking at it.
And if people actually landed on the moon, let's get a camera up there pointing right back at the Earth. Cause
it won't matter.
Apparently we have cameras that can beam signals from billions of miles away, but we drop calls when we go from city to city and roll through the boondocks.
Yeah, different type of technology, Sunshine. That's technology that costs millions. Not, you know, a shitty-ass iPhone or fucking mobile phone.
But NASA,
He's comparing apples and oranges, and is complaining that his apple doesn't taste like an orange. Sorry, Coolad Logic, I am stealing a few of your analogies here.
has the ability to send these satellites way out beyond the thermosphere, where these satellites probably would have melted.
No, that's not how temperature. Oh, for fun. No, it's things. Heat does not travel the same way in a vacuum or in outer space that it does on Earth, because there's nothing for that heat to travel through. There's no air. There's no particles. Okay. Again, look up science books. Look up these things that you claim that are quote unquote part of the problem. Alright? This is why you fail. Okay? Is that now objects out in space can radiate things as fast as it absorbs things. So as fast as it's absorbing heat, it is radiating it away. Oh, but that's too far-fetched. Well, tough shit. That's just how fucking science works.
And beam back these crystal clear high def images of all these planets and galaxies and quasars and all that stuff.
No, how the cameras work, they don't just click a button, snap a picture, bring it back. It most likely comes back as information, as numbers and math, and these people put all this information together. It just simply does. It's not like an iPhone button where they click a button. They click a button, take a picture. Ooh, look at that lovely planet. No, that's not how it works. It probably sends the images back as data, and they've got to reassemble this data and these images, because it probably takes the images in different layers of wavelengths, different layers of light. It's again, you're oversimplifying many things. This is why you're confusing yourself.
So let's get a camera up on the moon, because we always see one side of the moon, don't we? Don't we always see the same craters? We only see one side of the moon.
Yeah, but again, how does this support the flat Earth, for example? Now, I'm sorry for any other flat earthers, right? But the flat earthers that essentially seem to think that the moon is not a solid object. I'm sorry, I'm going to be blunt. You're fucking idiots. Even more so than flat earthers. You just need to look at it, for goodness sake. You know, the marks, the etchings, when you zoom in on it, it's a solid object. Now, why is it apparently too far-fetched on the Earth, on the globe model, for it to only show one side? Right? Why is this seemingly acceptable on the flat Earth model? Are you going to explain that one to me? Well, I guess not.
Think about that. Because tidal locking, right? Tidal locking.
See, quote unquote, tidal locking. He's dismissing science. He's dismissing it based on nothing, based simply because he doesn't understand it.
That's what causes us to only see one side of the moon. The moon does spin, it does rotate, is what they tell us. Yeah, it rotates.
Yeah, so are you going to give any science or understanding to why we only see one side on a flat Earth? Are you going to give any of the science on how it orbits on a flat Earth? What are the mechanics it uses? What force is making it circle above the flat Earth, at a constant rate, at a constant speed, in the same way it's always done? Orbital mechanics provide that information easily, but you have nothing.
Spins while it's going around the Earth, but we only see that one side because of tidal locking. Good.
Again, we only see the one side based on what on your flat Earth model? I'm waiting for your answer.
Let's put a camera on that one side that we see and point that thing right back at the Earth. Right?
Right. And you're just going to dismiss that it's CGI. Moving along, please.
Because it's always going to have a 24-hour live stream, because we always see the same side of the moon, don't we? So how about we put a camera up there and get a 24-hour live...
Why don't you put a camera up there? If it's only as far as you say and as easy as you think it is, and you don't believe in orbital mechanics, and basically launching a rocket into the moon would be as simple as crashing it on it, right? Why don't flat earthers ever launch a rocket at it? I'm sure that if it's that simple, right, they could get a rocket that's powerful enough to launch all the way up. Now, apparently, you know, the dome might be a bit of a problem, but apparently, according to your flat Earth model, the moon is within this dome, so the dome shouldn't be too much of an issue. Even on many amateur rockets. Now, I'm not saying, because most amateur rocket videos aren't done by flat earthers, just by rocket enthusiasts. The size of the moon doesn't change the entirety. In many cases, the moon remains as small as it ever has done, proving that it's so far away.
Stream of the Earth spinning. Because the Earth is spinning, it's a globe, right?
Yes. Well done for that little bit of insight.
The moon is actually a solid object, right? So let's...
So again, are you dismissing that it's a solid object? Why are you doing that? You can tell by fucking looking at it. Don't give me this bullshit that, oh, you can see the atmosphere through the Earth. Which, just doing a simple rocket, you know, the videos that you claim is proof. As the camera is looking like horizontally, you can see the blue atmosphere of the Earth and the black of space. And then it shows the moon in Z black space. You going to explain that one? You gonna give me some bullshit? You know, gonna give me a bit of, you know, a bit of crap to go the rest of your fallacies? You know, a little bit of a story? Bit of a, you know, beginning, middle, and end? No? Sorry, I tried to give my best Stewie impression there. Sorry, that was crap.
Let's get a camera up there. Go ahead.
You lunge towards the camera using your shoulders as much as you want. You're not intimidating me, sunshine.
The burden of proof is not on us.
That's very rich. Burden of proof? Flat earthers have no proof. The globe Earth and the heliocentric models has all the proof, all the evidence, all the maths and the science and the understanding and the observations to back it up. But you're dismissing all that based on nothing. The burden of proof is solely based on your ass. And it doesn't matter how many times that thousands of people have debunked you, you're just going to fucking laugh it off. Like your arrogance on my video, where you claim that, oh, it's sad that people use computer graphics to prove the point. Yeah, but the observation still stands. I still debunked your ass. And the fact that you got really arrogant with me on your own channel when I called you out. You said, oh yeah, you said, I heard you tried, I succeeded, I wouldn't mind. And you said, oh, but dogs don't acknowledge fleas. So basically he's claiming that I'm irrelevant. And that he is fucking God Almighty, apparently, here. Again, he's showing the arrogance and the attitude to flat earthers of just simply not listening to what they're being told.
As flat earthers. It's on the scientific community. It's on NASA.
No, it's not. Not at all. And the simple fact of the matter is, NASA is not here to prove the existence to people like you. They're going to carry on doing what they love. They are going to carry on with the scientific future and the spaceflight future to get us into the other planets, to get us into space, whether you like it or not. I know people like you. In 50, 60 years' time, we'll probably have colonies on Mars, right? And we'll have sustainable travel from the moon to the Mars, back to Earth again. And you people are still going to deny it all. Oh, it's CGI. Well, tough shit.
The people who are getting $52 million a day from...
Oh, here comes the money again. Here comes the money concept. $52 million a day. Yeah, that's not for a single person, you jackass. That's for an entire organisation with thousands of people to pay. And let's face it, rockets and the technology involved are not cheap. Then you got to think of everybody's salary. And NASA's salary is tiny compared to the money that your American military gets. Basically, NASA only receives what was it? 1/6 of a cent, 1/6 of a penny, you know, of every dollar. Each individual person probably spends more money in a year on fucking pizza and porn than they do giving actual money to NASA. This is the idiotic thing. That this is a concept because people are just, oh, they're stealing our money. Like you were going to use it better. Oh no, but you live in a fucking van, don't you, and scribbling nonsense on your fucking windows. You know? And things you can keep on, you know, asking for proof, providing the, oh no, you know, we don't need to provide proof. Well, you do. You really do. You know, and just all this money and stuff, you know, it's just irrelevant. It really is irrelevant.
The taxpayers, that's who needs to be out here proving that this is a globe.
Oh, taxpayers, fuck's sake. You probably get taxed more on beer than you do by NASA. People probably spend more money on beer, like I said, porn, pizza, anime, Netflix, than they do what they will ever spend on NASA. People waste thousands a year going to strip clubs, and you're going to bitch to me about fucking NASA stealing your money? Get over here. Get out of here, honestly.
Oh. Flat Earthers would not exist if it were so easy to shut us down.
The thing is, though, it is easy to shut you down. People have debunked you constantly, but you brush it off like it's nothing. You're dismissing everything like it's nothing. But you're dismissing it based on nothing. Trust me, there is no proof of religion. None whatsoever. But yet there are millions of people around the world that still believe it. I can provide proof now that there is no God and it makes no fucking sense, and yet there's still religious people out there. But they'll try and find some connection to prove God with the natural world. Again, these religious fundamentalists are like flat earthers. They're impossible to argue to.
But I'm not seeing that happening. Another way that you can prove the globe, if you want to, go ahead and show us a large body of curved water. Utilizing the X and Y axis. I have to specify these things because I'll say X and Y axis. You know, you'll sit here and say that you saw a boat go over the curvature as you stood on the shore. You saw it shrink and it went over the curvature, right? No, I say that's perspective.
That's not how perspective works. Perspective on objects like that and that kind of distance would not cut things in half. Same with the sun. The sun that, according to Flat Earth Maths, not the YouTuber, he's awesome, according to Flat Earth Mathematics, okay, the sun is 3,000 miles away and 32 miles wide. How in God's name does perspective apparently not only just cut the thing in half, but also cut the thing at the very top to give it the illusion, quote unquote, of it setting? Now, I will do a little quick video showing about his X and Y axis. Now, curvature of the Y axis has been proven by people like Soundly and many other people, and just by simple observations of boats going over the horizon, right? And skyscrapers being completely fucking cut in half. Okay, now the X axis, you shouldn't see a curve. You shouldn't see a curve. You need to do some observations of what it'd be like on a board. Now, I do apologise, D-Marble. Well, not really, but of the sheer fact that I will have a video coming. It's gonna be like my last quickie one, just 2-3 minutes long, proving why you shouldn't see an X-axis curve. It's basically, let's put it this way, down to scale. How small we are, how big the fucking planet is. You wouldn't see an X-axis curve. If you did, the Earth would be in completely the wrong shape. Stop asking for stuff that just simply doesn't exist. But you know this, I think. You're deliberately asking for questions that can't be answered. Or, basically, you know, but are answered, but their answer isn't satisfactory to you.
That's the way your eyes work. You can't...
Really? No. Perspective just makes things smaller into the distance, not make things look like they are going basically down into the ground at distance. It's not how perspective works. Flat earthers nowadays are forcing scientific observations like perspective. They are forcing those observations to fit their agenda. And that's another reason why you can't trust them.
Can't even see to the end of a long hallway, but you'll still hear people saying stuff.
Yeah, but that door on the other end of the hallway, no door as you go along, appears to be sinking into the ground. If a person stood at the other end of that hallway, his knees don't look like they're sinking into the bloody masonry.
Like, well, if the earth were flat, why can't I see Mount Everest from any point on the earth?
Oh my god, that's a straw man. You're just deliberately asking something stupid.
The way your eyes work, you can't even see down a long hallway.
Again, where's the observation here? If that was a boat, you'd still see, even with that black line is right down there, right? You'd still be able to see the bottom of the boat.
You think you're gonna see Mount Everest from here? Look, everything shrinks into the vanishing.
Yeah, shrinks, not lowers. Right? God, I keep on pausing him at when his face is at the most funniest of moments. Right? But things, like you said, things shrink. Right? Let me just
Mount
go back
Everest
here.
from here?
Look, that door. It's not lowering itself into the ground like the sun does and like boats do. This observation means nothing compared to observations of boats going over the horizon, because it's not the same thing. I can still see the bottom of the door from here.
Look, everything shrinks into the vanishing point. That's why you think you see boats going over the curvature of the y-axis, but I was just on the Atlantic Ocean a couple of weeks ago, and I panned the camera from right to left. And all I saw was miles and miles and miles and miles of beautiful blue flat water.
Again, right? I will bring this up, right? That's what is expected on a globe. There should not be any y-axis curve, x-axis curve. The x-axis curve will only start to appear when you go higher. When you go onto, I don't know, a plane where, let's face it, you can see a little bit of a bulge. And when you take rockets high, you see that sort of bulge, or depending on the field of view of the bloody camera. Like this video, for example, if you increase the field of view of your camera, it will then start to look slightly curved. It's embarrassing. It really is. The arrogance of these people. Tell me why we should see a y-axis curve. So if we saw a y-axis curve, the Earth would be the wrong fucking shape.
That's all I saw. I was out there visiting my little girl, and that's what we saw out there. A bunch of flat water. So if at all...
You teaching your daughter bullcrap? It's sad. Really fucking sad.
Possible, you guys want to prove that we live on a globe, show me a curved ocean. Show me a curved ocean if you want to prove that we're on a ball.
People have. But you just dismiss it. Oh, it's perspective.
But you know what? I don't think you can prove that we're living on a spinning ball.
Already have.
This is fake. They faked the moon landings. Nobody's going to space.
Well, I'm sure the astronauts in the ISS haven't been told that. Or the Apollo missions. And you can claim that the moon landings are faked as much as you fucking like, and there's no proof of that. Sure, there are some evidences that people just look at and go, looks funny, and that's pretty much as far as it goes, but you have no proof that the moon landings were faked.
Okay? We zoom in on the moon all the time. There's supposed to be like 2,200 satellites up there. We never see any as much as we zoom in on the moon.
Well, that's like essentially... That's like me... Right, there's probably millions of insects flying around outside right now, right? That's like me zooming in on a building that's a couple of miles away and expecting to see flies... flies past the camera at pretty much the same distance at the building. Again, you zooming in on the moon does not say how far away that moon is. You're not providing any sort of evidence simply by just zooming in on the moon. And, you know, why don't see any satellites cross the path of the sun? Like I said, it's like basically me at a distance trying to expecting to see a fly, you know, pass in front of a building that's about a mile away. You really need to think a little bit more better than this.
And the moon's supposed to be 239,000 miles away. Why do we never see any satellites going in front of the moon?
Exactly. You just explained it. It's because the moon is 239,000 miles away. 240,000 miles away, right? It's a far distance away. Now, there's some satellites that are further away than the moon, but that's the thing. They are much, much smaller. They're about the size of a car, if less or if not more. So I don't understand what you are expecting to see. We've observed the ISS cross in front of the moon, but of course, it's fake. It's Photoshop, based on nothing.
Because they aren't up there. But I mean, beyond that, you know, we used to believe in the globe just the same, okay? But it just panned out to be just kind of childish.
No, it doesn't. Of course it does.
To think about that, because they taught us that stuff since we were children.
It's quite strange that proverb. You're asking a proverb about facts here.
And now that we're not children anymore, we have to put these childish things aside and be men and women and do what's necessary.
No, what you're asking is to basically demonize the education system because you don't understand what you're reading or what you're looking at. That's a slightly tougher question. There are people here that are vastly more intellectually, oh fuck, I can't even speak. They are far more intelligent than you could possibly imagine. And you're going to tell them that they're wrong? The simple fact of the matter is, science works, whether you like it or not.
To move the world into a better place, okay?
Oh, so if we find out the Earth is flat, that makes the world a better place somehow. And the fact that, you know, you failed to address the fact that apparently there's a dome, so effectively we become stuck in a fucking snow globe. Remember, if it's either a dome or it's an infinite plane. It can't be both.
They led you astray, not us. We're trying to tell you what's really going on in the...
You have no proof of what's really going on. They've led you astray. Prove that they've led us astray, please. I'm waiting for your observations. I'm waiting for your facts. But until then, you have jack and shit, my friend. This is what pisses me off. Is that what it is, it nearly happened to me. I first discovered even the existence of this flat earth stuff about 2 years ago. And, you know, I watched a couple of videos. Oh, okay, this is intriguing. But the problem was, I started watching flat earther videos. I think it was like Jeranism and other kind of people. I went to myself, God, they've got a point. But then when I started to look up the physics and the maths and the other observations, flat earth has no credibility whatsoever and really starts to fall apart quickly. Very quickly. It's like, for example, their explanations for star trails. Their explanations for star trails changes time and time again. Their explanations for star trails, oh, it's perspective. Oh, it's because we're looking through a glass dome. Oh, whoop-de-fucking-do.
world. You were led astray by a bunch of psychopaths who have seized control of this flat plane.
Psychopaths? Oh, well, yeah, you know, there are greedy people out there that will take anything from anybody. But, yeah, what, you think that's going to change when if the Earth was proven to be flat? Really? You think that governments wouldn't exist and governments wouldn't still want your money regardless of that fact? What are you asking for? You're asking for the impossibility here.
Now, I want you to get back to using your senses. Most importantly, your common sense. I want you to take a good look at...
Oh, common sense.
this. Take a good look. Does this make any sense to you? You call...
What? This dome idea seems normal to you. That even if we have a creator, that means now our lives are solely in the control of a psychopathic, basically, creator, that basically our lives mean nothing. This fucking globe, this basically snow globe thing right here, makes more sense to you than this? What the fucking hell are you smoking? How does this feel better to you?
Call us crazy because we say that people are standing on a flat stationary earth, but it seems like a more viable idea to you that there are people that are driving cars, riding bikes, flying airplanes, living their lives upside down on a spinning ball. Does that really make any sense to you?
I'd love to play Desert's File, you know, kind of grab, but it's due to gravity. And whether you believe gravity or not, tough shit. It's a thing.
Okay, look. Like it or not, this truth won't be stopped.
It's not a truth. And the fact that it won't be stopped is just the fact that you people are too arrogant and too ignorant and too dense to basically understand that you're just making up a lot of crap. You know? There is no truth behind your thing. If there was truth that you just go along, you know, preaching, you wouldn't make videos like this. I've debunked you time and time again. Loads of other YouTubers have debunked you time and time again, but you keep on going, even though that your evidences of proofs have been absolutely 100% proven to be false. You know, this is what pisses me off with people like you. It doesn't matter what anybody says.
There's no need. People are going to flock to this. They're in...
Well, if they flock to it, that's their problem. If they flock to it, that means they're not looking hard enough.
damage control mode right now.
No, we're not! What evidence out there that NASA and Helios and scientists and astronomers and physicists are in damage control? How the fuck are they in damage control? Please explain this. What it is, the news outlets are just finding Flat Earth amusing. The fact that it's trending means nothing. You seem to think that the Flat Earth trending is a sign of, oh, the truth is coming out, oh, they're failing to hide it. No, if the government and the Freemasons, the Illuminati, or whatever these kind of people are so goddamn powerful, they could basically shut down Flat Earth like that. They could easily get rid of it, but they don't. You know why? Because they don't care, because it's not truth. The Flat Earth isn't real. They don't care. They're not going to focus their energies, NASA and the government are not going to focus their energies on basically shutting down morons like you.
They're trying to discredit this whole thing, and it's failing miserably because...
Discredit it? Failing miserably? No, it's the fact that you are too fucking stupid to accept reality. They are not failing miserably, it's just that you refuse to listen. This is my fucking point here, is that you are refusing to listen to fucking facts here, and it is winding me up.
Because the more you sit here and try to call up...
You were like basically the old joke about basically, you know, you're like a small child where the parent is trying to tell them off and they're just literally, you know, with their arms crossed, sitting on the naughty step, refusing to listen. And you're just waiting for that parent to crack and go, alright then, they're going to give in. But no, that's not how it's working. D-Marble, You have been debunked time and time and time again. Even by somebody like me. I'm not a fucking scientist. I'm a computer animator, for fuck's sake. But, of course, it's just not good enough for you. We are not failing. It's just that you refuse to listen. That's it.
Us, in, a bunch of morons that we don't have any credibility.
You don't have any credibility. You have none whatsoever. Okay, before this video gets to the hour mark, I am gonna stop it here. This has been like a little rant. I've just had a bit of free time today before university starts up properly next Monday for me, okay? So this has been a bit of a long video. You can watch it as much of it as you want. But this has been alright. But D-Marble, please. This is... I've had enough. I really have had enough. I haven't even posted my own commentary. And look who comments. Look who comments. I'm going to delete that comments. It's not going to get anywhere. Even though I do admit that flat earthers are the biggest ass kissers out there, that they will go to other flat earther videos and literally agree with them based on nothing, and you know, oh Jeremy, oh Mark Sargent, oh, you know, it's bloody ridiculous. It really is. It's sad. And like I said, it's not us that are in damage control. You are, because you keep on changing your mind on what is actually going on. You keep on changing your mind on the observations. You know, okay? Well, that's me done. But like I said again, D-Marble, please just stop it. You're not fooling anybody behind these cool shades and this fucking cool black guy persona. Look at me. You know, you're not fooling anybody, dude. You're trying to act cool, but in reality, you have nothing. You have nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. Alright? That's me. I hope to see you all again. Please like and subscribe. Good night.